Good morning, folks. On this day, the December 1st, more or less the official first day of the Christmas season. And yeah, we are at day 5. Day 5. And oh, what a first week it has been. What a first week this has been. Well, as I told you before this week, I've seen many of the pre-trial hearings, Daubert hearings, motions hearings. So I was kind of prepared for the shenanigans of the prosecution, but I did not expect them to start this week with what they did on day 1, where they forgot to share the slides of their opening statements with the defense. And stuff has been going on all week. Yeah, and I mean, then the defense is not without shenanigans themselves. And hey, good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. The regulars are dropping in. Good. Yeah, I didn't. No, it's a correct time. Well, Mr. Williams, defense lawyer with pushing P means pushing positivity. Okay, didn't know that. I read the lyrics, not my impression, but yeah, sure. Then claiming thug, as in young thug, is an abbreviation for truly humble under God. I did not see that one coming, but I assume he will somewhere down the lines actually show papers. But it's the first day of Christmas, and the Christmas season, December 1st, and and I got myself a little something. I got myself, well, you know, there are different kind of calendars that you open. You have these chocolate ones for the kids. You can have for treats for your pet. I got myself a cheese advent calendar from Ilchester British cheese, and they're quite good at cheese. So let's see what they have in store for us for day 1. Let's see here. Let's find number 1. Right up here in the corner. For day 1, it is, let's see, do you see it? Aged Red Leicester. I have no clue. I haven't had this before. But let's see here. These child-proof packages. Oh, come on. Lucky for me, I have an easy fix. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see what this cheese is. obviously cheese. Don't really taste the aging process in this, but hey, why not? Soft cheese, sort of. Soft hard cheese. It's nutty, like me. um, yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah, good cheese. So yeah, that was day one of the cheese calendar. Let's put that away for now. There. All right, but yeah, we left off yesterday during the last break, so we have a bit of time to catch up, about 2 hours, and so let's just move on with it. Move on with it. Yes, move on with it. And as per usual, a bit of an overlap, and in with the jingles, and let's see what is day. Jesus Christ. That's what it is. All right, here we go. The last of day 4, because you all know this court is always late, so we can safely go through this and still catch up. And since it's Friday, I don't have work tomorrow, so today is a full day of trial. Full day. From beginning to end. And after this trial stream is done, after work stream, my finally Friday stream, where I gather friends and just talk about what's been going on this week, what have the others been doing, and brew of your choice. I mean, just a chill Friday afternoon, Friday evening after work. So that is what's coming later.
Cool. All right, now Sergeant Hebe's back. Okay, all right, so go ahead, sir.
All right, Sergeant Hebe.
Hey.
So just to pick up where we left off, you made the charging decisions in this case.
Correct.
Okay, and you charged my client Shannon Stillwell with possession of with marijuana charges.
Yes.
You did not charge Shannon Stillwell with any gang charges.
No.
I'm going to approach with what's been admitted is 53D, State's Exhibit 53D, certified conviction of Shannon Stillwell, 13 SC 12122 up. I'll hand that to you, sir. Did the state indict Mr. Stillwell on this charge from August 23rd, 2013?
Doesn't appear that they did.
So,
They
doesn't
accused
appear.
him.
It looks like there was a non-negotiated plea.
Okay, let me.
I don't typically deal with the certified convictions.
I understand. Indict.
You're a sergeant. You should at least know how to read stuff.
And if you go 2 more pages, you can see the specifics of the date.
Okay.
Did the state indict Mr. Stillwell for the crimes of August 23rd, 2013.
Objection as to form, the document speaks for itself, and I don't mind.
I can ask about that.
I sustain the questions to form. You can rephrase it.
Was Mr. Stillwell indicted for these charges from August 23rd, 2013?
Counsel, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now.
Form of the question.
I sustain the question.
Okay. Does the document that you're holding indicate that Mr. Stillwell was ever charged with any gang charges?
No,
Did Mr. Stillwell plead guilty to the marijuana charges?
yes.
I'm going to show you, sir, what's a demonstrative marked State's Exhibit 1B. Hold this up for you. Do you recognize what this is?
It's a map.
Okay, does it have some green and red writing on it?
It does.
All right. Now, is this a map of a certain section of Atlanta?
It appears to be.
Okay, is 322 Glen Street on this map?
You're gonna have to bring it closer.
That's a good eyewitness. Sound is from the court. Can't do anything about it.
No.
Could you say it louder?
No.
Okay, 322 Glen Street is north of this map, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing else.
Any further examination?
No, Your Honor, not in here.
Okay, at this point in time, may we excuse Sergeant Heeb permanently or temporarily as a witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Permanent?
Yes.
Okay. Sergeant Heeb, appreciate your patience with us. We're going to go ahead and permanently excuse you as a witness. Just don't discuss testimony anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sir, the documents?
Just leave those with Miss Weaver, my court reporter right here.
There are no closed caption because we are looking at the last 2 hours of
All right,
yesterday's
call you next witness,
trial.
madam.
You're still on Act 3, call Sergeant Jimenez.
All right, summon Sergeant Jimenez, please.
And new police officer as the next witness. Yeah, I mean, this trial is heaven for people with a foot fetish because, yeah, it's going. If this is the camera angles they will choose.
Sergeant Jimenez, good afternoon, sir. If you would please approach the witness stand. Once you get there, if you turn and face Sergeant Ingram, be sworn as a witness, please, before you sit down.
Raise your right hand. You swear firm testimony given in the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
Have a seat. State spell your first and last name for the court, please.
First name Scott, Scott. Last name Jimenez, Jimenez.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Jimenez.
Good afternoon.
And if I have a southern accent makes it wrong, as I say your name, feel free to correct me.
It's no problem.
Would you tell the jury where it is that you currently work?
I currently work in APD, Zone 5, the traffic unit,
How long have you worked there?
since June 29th
This year.
of this year.
Prior to that time, where did you work?
Prior to that, with APD for the last almost 18 years in the open records unit.
He's been working with the Atlanta Police Department for 18 years, and he's on traffic duty. Sounds promising.
Are you post-certified as a law enforcement officer by the Peace Officer Standards and Training Council of Georgia?
Yes, I am.
And have you remained post-certified during your entire time with the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes, I have.
Prior to working with the Atlanta Police Department, what's your background?
Prior to working with the Atlanta Police Department, I worked at a large law firm in town. I handled litigation discovery for that law firm.
In August of 2013, you reported to the Atlanta Police Department.
Yes, I was.
And on August the 23rd of 2013, did you have occasion to be involved in a detail that consisted of apprehending a person who wanted for a probation violation?
Yes, that's correct.
And was that person a Shannon Stillwell?
That is correct.
Would you tell the jury what your role in that detail was?
Sure. On that day, I was a sergeant in the Apex unit, one of two supervisors working that day. The detail, or the operation for the day, the assignment for the day, where there were two people that were wanted for probation violations, and we had an attached probation officer from the Department of Corrections working with us that was familiar with the actual arrest warrants and and the wanted subjects. That person was in a car of undercover officers, an unmarked vehicle. They went to the area where the wanted persons were known to hang out, and they spotted the wanted persons in the area. I believe it was Officer Heeb.
That big kitty cat is an AI version of my cat, Mr. Jingles, with a Viking helmet and a suit.
Called out on the radio after the person later identified as Shannon Stillwell was identified walking up Windsor Street. He gave out the description of the person, what they're wearing, height, weight, and identified that person as one of the wanted people. I was in a car with a marked vehicle in uniform with the other sergeant. Sergeant Heckenkamp was driving. I was in the passenger seat. We were coming down Glen Street. And the wanted person that was identified as Shannon Stillwell was over the radio. He was supposed to be coming from behind the store at the corner of Windsor and Glen. Typically referred to as the green store, mostly because of the paint color that it usually sports. There was a parking lot in the drive that goes behind that store and comes out from the Windsor side behind the store and onto the Glen, kind of a concrete driveway area on the Glen Street side. Sergeant Heckenkamp and I were driving eastbound, I believe eastbound on Glen, and I spotted the subject that was description was given over the radio, and I told Sergeant Heckenkamp to stop the car. I exited the vehicle, approached the identified subjects. And he had a cell phone in his hand, and then he looked back over his shoulder where he had come from, and then placed the cell phone into his pocket. I noticed that as a pre-flight indicator that he may run. So I hastened my pace, went ahead and grabbed his left wrist and executed the arrest. We batted him to the ground. Sergeant Heckenkamp cuffed him up. I asked him if he had anything on him at the time and that I should know about, and he said that he had some marijuana on him. After we got him cuffed up, stood up, I retrieved marijuana from his left pocket and cell phone from his right pocket.
The marijuana that you retrieved from his left pocket, did it come in any particular form? Was it in any particular?
Yes. The marijuana was packaged in two bundles. One was a kind of a sandwich bag of loose raw marijuana. I believe it's roughly probably an ounce from the volume. And then the other package was another bag that had, I believe, roughly 50 smaller Ziploc bags. They were transparent.
Didn't we already had the exact same testimony, but just from another cop? But I guess this is the arresting officer. The other one was completely unnecessary.
Red Ziploc bags, each containing roughly probably a gram of marijuana apiece. So those two packages were both in his left pocket.
Was there any significance in terms of your experience as a law enforcement officer to the packaging of 50 smaller bags of marijuana?
Yes.
When they proffer their police officers, you do realize, if you remember the last one, what your previous education, blah, 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 blah. This one, are you employed?
In my experience, that volume of individual bags of marijuana would indicate intent to distribute, sale of marijuana.
And did you inquire, did you ask Shannon Stillwell whether he had anything on his person prior to learning that he had a marijuana on his person?
Actually, just in general, once we, restrained him, placed him in physical custody, asked him if he had anything on him that I should know about. Just a general question, and his response was that he had some marijuana.
Okay. Thank you. Just 1 second. Actually, the Mechanicsville area, is that in zone 3?
Yes, it is.
Just 1 second. Would you explain to the jury just as succinctly as you can the borders of the Mechanicsville community of Atlanta?
A little more difficult. I haven't operated in specifically in the Zone 3 area, so I would probably say, I think coming down McDaniel, going all the way over. It's difficult for me to say, and borders have changed probably 2 or 3 times since we've changed zone borders, so I really can't answer it specifically.
Oh, McDaniel is in the Mechanicsville area?
It is, yes.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
That's all I got.
Cross, Mr. Sharp.
Hello.
Hi.
Is Sergeant Jimenez?
Currently Lieutenant Jimenez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No worries.
All right. My name is Max Shard. I represent Shannon Still. Just a couple questions. You are the individual that first put hands on my client?
That is correct.
Okay. And you didn't, he told you he was open and honest with you about the marijuana he had on this person, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And this marijuana that you found, you determined that it was packaged for sale, correct?
The packaging would tend to indicate that it was packaged for distribution.
Okay, and distribution means for sale.
Yes,
And he was charged as such, correct?
that is correct.
Do you have any evidence as to where he got this marijuana from?
No,
Do you have any evidence of what he was planning to do with this money that he was going to make from these marijuana sales?
no, I don't have any information on that.
I have nothing further, thank you.
Any redirect?
Just briefly. Lieutenant, I'm sorry, I'll just start.
No
I'm
worries.
showing you what has been marked as Stacy's with 47 Delta, a package that has been shown to the defense previously, and I'm showing to you now. Would you take a look at 47 Delta and open it up and look inside?
Shuffling paper right into the microphone. She can't speak into a microphone if her life depended on it, but she's good at shuffling paper and opening bags right into the microphone. I need somebody to explain that logic. Oh, and yeah, this stream is also on Rumble, which is another platform, and I posted the link to that. So if you have a Rumble account and prefer that platform, there it is.
Do you recognize what is 47 Delta?
I reckon as a cell phone. It's been 10 years since this case, so I would have to rely on the labeling from the property recovery.
Okay. And when you say you would have to rely on the labeling of the property recovered, I'm going to show you Stacy Exhibit 52 Delta and ask you in conjunction with Stacy 47 Delta, are you able to identify that as a cell phone you recovered from Mr. Stillwell?
Yes, from the case number, being the case number from this arrest, and also the 4-digit ID number on here is Officer Heeb. That is his 4-digit ID number on here. He's a case agent for this, and also the undercover officer that called out the positive identification of Mr. Stillwell on the scene.
You're on station is 47 Delta.
Any objection to 47 Delta, sir?
Relevance.
That it?
Yes.
All right, overruled. It's admitted.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Your Honor, I said one.
One what?
Refollow. And if you get some weights for the marijuana, was marijuana to your knowledge weighed, or were those just approximations that you were
The approximations are from my, kind of visual description of those, but I believe when they were processed, they were all the items were weighed.
Okay, but you don't know the official weights from the weighing of items.
I do from reflection of my recollection of the report. Yes.
Okay. What were the weights?
I believe the weights were 50 grams, I believe, for the packaged 50 bags of marijuana, and I think it was 28 grams for the loose raw marijuana in the sandwich bag. I believe, but I would have to refresh from the report.
50 grams is for the total of all the bags.
No, I believe it's 88 is the total for both.
I'm sorry. 50 grams is the total for all
Your
of
Honor,
these.
I would ask the check and ask
Basis.
that the witness be allowed to complete his answer.
Yeah, let him finish his answer first.
With the numbers, I would have to actually look at the report because the report has the actual, accurate numbers. I only know, what I pulled from his pocket and my estimation at the time. I didn't turn the drugs into the evidence room, so that's where they will be weighed and they were documented in the report.
Fair enough. But when you said 50, you were talking about the entire total of all the small bags, not each bag.
I believe so, yeah.
All right, nothing for the bags.
All right, anything further? If not,
Your Honor, just what was the 88 that you mentioned?
I think there was a total, I think the total grams of marijuana, but I had to look at the report for that.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
I believe. Yeah.
all right, may Lieutenant Eminence be permanently or temporarily excuse the witness. All right. Lieutenant Eminence, appreciate your patience with us. I'm going to go ahead and permanently excuse you as a witness, but don't discuss your testimony of anybody subject to change in this case, okay? All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. Apparently, this judge has more or less made it a permanent order to not show the witnesses' faces. We will see if that changes when we move along.
All right, call your next witness, madam.
Your Honor, that's Act 4, the state calls Andrew Phillips.
All right, summon Andrew Phillips, please.
Sorry. Yeah. Courtroom sound is horrible. That is more or less all the trials nowadays. If you have
Your Honor,
seen,
with respect to this witness, if we could invoke the same provisions as to.
Okay, I'll ask the members of the media respectfully, if you would just not film our witness. You can take other audio or other testimonial evidence. I appreciate that. All right. Do we have Mr. Phillips available?
Yes. we-
Okay, all right, let's bring him in.
Thank you.
yeah, if you've seen the old TV shows about the O.J. Simpson trial, when that was live, much better sound. And same with the Jodi Arias trial, much better sound. Our Jodi Arias coverage, that is also thanks to Hammer Media, who has done an audio
All
advance.
right, Mr. Phillips, good afternoon, sir. Sir, if you would please approach the witness stand once you get there. Before you sit down, if you would turn and face Sergeant Ingram, be sworn as a witness.
Raise your right hand. You swear affirm testimony you give the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Have a seat. State and spell your first and last name for the course that I'm gonna do.
Stephen Spell. Andrew Phillips. Andrew Phillips. Phillips.
Good afternoon, Mr. Phillips. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Mr. Phillips, would you tell the jury just a little bit about yourself? Are you from Atlanta?
Yes, ma'am.
And generally, in 2013, what area of Atlanta did you live in?
Buckhead.
On June the 10th of 2013, were you living in Buckhead then?
Yes, ma'am.
And on July the 10th, pardon me for asking previously about June, July the 10th.
Yes, ma'am.
On that date, are you married?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anything of significance happen on that day that caused you to reach out to the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you tell the jury what it was that happened?
I had returned from being on vacation and noticed that a door was open or ajar. And I called 911, the police department showed up, they cleared the house. Then I went in and began to notice that some items were missing.
Now, the address that you lived at then, is that the address that you still reside in?
No, ma'am.
What address did you live at on July the 10th of 2013?
11 Demarest Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, 303. I can't remember the full zip, sorry.
That's okay. Was that a house, a townhouse, an apartment, or something else?
It was a house.
Standalone home?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And could you describe when you say your front door was open? Had it been kicked in, or was it just ajar?
It was ajar. There was no signs of any forced entry.
Had you left your door unlocked?
I can't say that for sure or not.
All right. What all did you find was missing inside your home?
Specifically, 2 firearms. One was a handgun, one was a shotgun. I believe a laptop and a blanket, to be exact.
A blanket?
A blanket,
What kind of blanket?
like the blanket that had been over the back of a armchair.
Could you tell the jury what kind of handgun it was that was missing?
It was a 6 Sauer.
P226?
That's not correct.
All right. And what kind of laptop was missing?
An Apple.
Who did that belong to?
My wife.
Now, was there any way that you were able to, was there anything else that
I have no idea.
was present or absent at the time that you arrived home? In other words, was your alarm system, did you have an alarm system?
We did have an alarm, but I can't say whether or not it had been on or not.
And when you got home, was there any mail or anything at your doorstep to leave an indication as to,
Actually, there was mail on the front doorstep now that you say that.
okay, what was there?
It was I think a small brown package.
And on what date was that UPS package delivered?
I do not recall.
Showing you a copy of the incident report from that incident. Refresh your memory?
I'm sure it would.
All right. I'm going to show you page 2 for counsel's purposes of incident 131910027. And just for reference's sake, we will label it State Exhibit 54R. R as in Romeo. Did I get that right, Judge? Would you take a look at the last line of that paragraph?
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. APD didn't care much for these cases a decade ago, but here they are. With old evidence, with already convictions, and I do know at some point in this trial there will be discussions about evidence that has been lost, haven't been collected, body cam footage mysteriously disappearing. Hey Gigi, everybody say hi to Gigi, my first and best moderator. Hey Gigi, hope you're feeling better. Don't overextend yourself. Health first. All right.
Without reading it out loud, just let me know if it refreshes your memory as to when the package was delivered.
It does.
Okay. And you arrived home on the 10th, was it, of July?
That sounds accurate.
And what date was the package delivered?
Based on what I just read there on the 9th.
Okay. I'm going to show you, and Your Honor, this time we have an exhibit that has been made safe, but we are also bringing in a weapon into the courtroom, so we need to make the court aware.
That's fine.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State Exhibit 12 Bravo.
Let's see, is this pre-opened as well? It isn't! Oh, yes it is. Here's the thing with pre-opened evidence boxes and evidence bags. I hope they're that there is an understanding, an agreement between the defense and the court and the prosecution that they can pre-open these. I'm not a fan, because to me, how the evidence is handled, so you don't break the chain of custody. It should. I know it's for audience, for viewers. Why do they have to go up there and open it? Yeah, because of chain of custody.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said this yesterday and the day before. Imagine how many people who don't get their day in court because of this trial. This docket could be filled with defendants, with victims for their day in court. But here we are for 6 months or more, probably more, doing this.
All right, madam, you may proceed when ready. Okay.
Now, Mr. Phillips, did you ever receive back your firearm?
No, ma'am.
All right. At some point, did you reach out to the Atlanta Police Department to tell them a serial number or any other identifying information for the firearm?
I believe so, yes,
Hey, MG Law.
Now, do you recall what that serial number was?
ma'am. Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. And do you recall what your firearm looked like?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you recognize your firearm if you saw it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize the firearm inside the box that is labeled 4054 Delta?
Can you flip it over?
Go ahead, you flip it out.
I'm sorry. Not 54 Delta. Hang on one second.
12 Bravo.
12 Bravo.
Without confirming the serial number, yes, it does look like my firearm.
And are you able to tell the jury what make and model of the firearm it is that you're looking at?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
It's a Sig Sauer P226.
And what is it about that firearm?
Hey, MG Law is here.
Well, I'm headed to court today, so got nothing for about the next hour.
Okay. We are currently watching the final 2 hours from yesterday.
Okay.
And we had a cop earlier who is still on. He has been 18 years in the Atlanta Police Department, and he is currently at traffic duty.
Oh well, so he messed up somewhere.
Yeah.
Either that, or he had some kind of injury and he just can't do anything.
Yeah. Let's go with the latter for
Be nice.
But he was on the stand saying, I was on traffic duty. I stopped that man. He had a lot of bags of weed. So it was more or less the exact same testimony as the previous cop, but this was the arresting cop.
Yeah.
Because why combine the two to save time? Yeah. I keep saying this. Imagine how many people who could have had their day in court, but instead we are doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we are listening to a guy who's got his weapon stolen a decade ago, and he reported it, and they found eventually, but yeah, I have no idea what came through it. And yeah, they are introducing evidence in his gun, his former gun, the stolen gun. They are introducing that as evidence through him. I would assume you do that with a cop,
Yeah.
but here we are.
I mean, he could say it got stolen, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't know who actually did it.
Exactly.
It may, I mean, unless he can point the guy out in a lineup or something to say, yeah, it was that guy over there.
No, he was on vacation, and when he came home, somebody got through the door and took a couple of weapons from him. No, I do think these weapons are the ones that was found later on in a car that Mr. Williams was in, but he had borrowed it. He had no idea what was in it, and they found that gun under the passenger seat, and he was never charged. But here we are in this trial, and it's
it's part of a RICO.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you're up to speed. So let's continue with the worst sound for a long time.
That makes you believe that is your firearm?
It's very specific. The P226 model is the firearm that is issued to the Navy SEALs. So I can see the logo on there and know that.
All right, and when you say that it is a very specific firearm issued to the Navy SEALs, were you a Navy SEAL?
No, ma'am.
Why is it that your firearm would have, or you would have a firearm specific to Navy SEALs?
I just thought it would be cool to own that specific firearm.
All right. With showing you a one with a serial number listed on it, refresh your memory as to the serial number?
I'm sorry, can I get that question one more time?
Would showing you a warrant with a serial number listed refresh your memory as to the serial number for your firearm?
To answer your question, I don't know if it would. Without seeing the purchase document from when I bought it, I couldn't confirm the serial number.
Okay, but you can confirm, or can you confirm that can you confirm that the serial number that was on your purchase document is something you conveyed to the police?
Yes, ma'am. I did have to call and get that document from the store that I purchased it from.
Okay, and the document that you got from the store, did you read from that document when you gave that number to the police?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you recall who it was that you, that responded to your residence when you reported the break-in?
I do not.
Do you recall the, whether there were more than one officer, or whether it was a female or a male, or anything of that nature?
I want to say that there was 2 police officers.
Okay.
It was late and it was dark, and I just got done traveling.
Did you ever receive any of the items back, or did you ever receive notification that any of your items had been found?
I did receive notification that this firearm next to me had been found.
And did you attempt to retrieve that firearm?
I reached out to find an understanding of the whereabouts of the firearm.
What do you mean?
Just once they had contacted me, I was curious.
And were you allowed to get your firearm back?
No, ma'am.
Now, at the time, had you given anyone permission to be in your home during that time?
No, ma'am.
And had you specifically spoken to anyone or a person by the name of Jeffrey Williams and given him permission to hold or to have your firearm?
No, ma'am.
Were any of the other items that were stolen from your home ever recovered, as far as you know?
No, ma'am.
Does the name Officer Monheim actually, just one moment, Mr. Phillips. Was there ammunition taken
Still
with your?
Yeah, that's what happens when you're out traveling. Yeah. So this guy never got his gun back. So it's been hanging around in a police locker doing, yeah. And here we are.
Yeah. We're going to hold on to it.
With your handgun?
I would say that yes, there was.
And what about the other firearm that you talked about? What was that firearm was for?
Yeah, it was a shotgun,
Was that shotgun ever recovered?
not to my knowledge.
And do you remember any other identifying information about the shotgun?
I can tell you that it had a brown stock and a brown forward grip.
And was there any ammunition with the shotgun?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I believe that that's all that I have.
Thank you.
Mr. Sharp? Or I'm sorry, Mr. Adams.
Yes, sir. Let's go. So, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Keith Adams, represent Jeffrey Williams. You and I have never met, correct?
Correct.
So if I heard correctly, in July 2013, you went on vacation with this house, correct?
Yes, sir.
How long were you gone?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like it was 4 to 5 days.
Okay. I mean more than a day or two, right?
Correct.
Okay. And the date that we heard referenced before, July the 10th of 2013, is the date you came back, correct?
That sounds correct.
You come back, and before you go in your house, you notice that your door is open, it's ajar.
On the way up the driveway, we noticed the door. Yes, sir.
There was a package that had been delivered on that day. At some point, you come to find out it was delivered on that day, right?
I believe, based on what she showed me, it had been delivered on the day before.
Okay. She did not prosecute?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's a package there, but you don't know how long that door has been ajar, right?
Correct.
You don't recall whether or not you had your alarm set, true?
Correct. I believe that the alarm was not on, but I can't confirm that.
Okay. And what we know for a fact, well, what you told us is that the door did not appear to be damaged. It wasn't kicked in or anything like that. It was just ajar.
Correct.
This is a standalone house
Correct.
in a neighborhood.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Subdivision, cul-de-sac, something like that?
Just a neighborhood, normal neighborhood with homes next to one another.
Okay. Bunch of families live in the neighborhood, some kids, some not.
Correct.
Okay. Any other thefts or burglaries in the neighborhood as far as you're aware?
I feel like some things had taken place, but I can't recall.
Sure. And so what you can tell us is that you come home and 2 guns, a laptop, and a blanket are missing from the house.
That sounds accurate.
Okay. May I approach, Judge?
You may, sir.
All right. The item that you've been shown here that's been previously made safe by, made safe, is a gun. It's a black gun, right?
Yes, sir.
Looks kind of like the gun that you had, right?
Correct.
But you don't know the serial number.
Correct.
Right. And so you can't identify, I mean, there's more than one black gun out there in the world, right?
I can say, yes, sir, but when they called me with that gun specifically, they had matched the serial number to the serial number that I had submitted.
Okay, but for purposes of you telling this jury that you know for a fact that this item that we're looking at right here, I'm gonna move it so that correctly, that does have a serial number on it, you don't know that serial number. You can't recognize it by that serial number.
Not off the top of my head, no, sir.
All right. You never retrieved it, or you never got it back. They never gave it back to you, or gave any gun back to you, did it?
This is my first time seeing it since.
Okay, well, see, what you believe to be.
Correct.
What might be your gun.
Correct.
Do I recall, or know correctly, that the officers who came out dusted the location for fingerprints?
I believe they did. It was a long time ago.
Would that have been the Atlanta Police Department that came out, or was it another jurisdiction?
I want to say that it was APD.
Okay. And so as far as you know, they conducted some degree of investigation involving and including dusting for fingerprints, right?
Correct.
Do you remember what they told you, or do you remember them telling you that they were actually able to retrieve or to lift?
Objection as to hearsay.
I'll sustain it.
Okay.
I'll sustain the question.
All right. Well, certainly, as far as you know, the Atlanta Police Department, detectives, officers, whoever came out would have some information about whatever it is they found.
Objection as to speculation.
I'll sustain the question as a speculation.
Okay. They came out investigating, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, it was speculation.
The Atlanta Police officers.
Yes, I believe so.
Some witnesses, goes to a courtroom witness microphone is garbage today. Well, it's not. It has never been good. And some witnesses lean back and talk. Some witnesses sit straight and talk, and some try to swallow the microphone. And that's just the way it is. But generally, this is court sound of the 2020s, which is significantly worse than it was a decade ago, for some reason.
It's way worse than the OJ trial.
Yeah, and OJ trial, that was 1995, was it?
95.
Yeah. And every Tuesday and Saturday, we listen to the Jodi Arias trial. And thanks to Wilhelm Media, the sound is much better. But the original sound is remarkably good compared to this. Because
I think it's in the Fulton County thing, because you watch Judge Manning's preliminary hearings, their microphones are horrible.
Yeah.
They distort like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to adjust the microphone. It's really easy. There are everything is done with a decent microphone, like this one. It self-adjusts. But in this courtroom, let's see what we find at the sales bin at Walmart, more or less. Yeah, but we have to live with it.
Okay. Mr. Phillips, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Anything
Yep,
further?
Valhammer's right.
Your Honor, I don't have anything further now. I would ask that Mr. Phillips temporarily be released and allowed to be recalled.
Okay. Mr. Phillips, thank you for your patience with us. I'm going to go ahead and temporarily excuse you as a witness. So what that means is at some point in time, you may be subject to being recalled. We'll certainly give you enough advance notice in order for you to get here timely. But don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay?
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Whatever else does this man have to say?
Yeah, unless the defense is going to call him, or is it going to be the state calling him?
Ms. Love and a representative, can I get you all to come on out, please?
Oh.
And the rest of you, put your headphones on, please. All right, let's talk radio.
Sidebar! This is the last 2 hours of day 4, and we are up to 19 sidebars. Yeah, and we can still hear them. I could almost bet that Wilhelm Media could.
Oh, I'm sure he could isolate the sound, isolate that audio, and extract it for us.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. Depending on how boring today's time will be or how late they are today, we might listen to sidebars later on. And just to be safe, sidebars are still on the record, which means
the court reporter is transcribing.
Yeah, so it would not be against anything for us to actually listen to it, would it? I don't think so.
No, I mean, no. The jury doesn't get to hear these things. That's why they go up to the bench to discuss it. But yeah, I mean, it's on the record. It's going to be transcribed. We've been doing it with Megan Fox's stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it with and Jeff, and did it with the Johnny Depp transcripts. I mean, they're all on the record.
Oh, the Johnny. Yeah. Oh, those transcripts were amazing when they started reading them. Yeah, and the reading with Megan Fox and the in the Maya trial with the hearings. Oh, yeah, spicy.
Yeah, we had one last night.
Yeah, listening on it for a bit.
take it up in just a second, Christine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how about we take 5 minutes? I have it on good authority that we're going to go ahead and maybe take one more witness, and then we'll conclude for the day. But, you know, what do I know, though, right? Okay, so take 5 minutes or thereabouts. We'll call you back in, okay? All right. All rise.
All right, 5-minute break.
Sure that we cover.
Court is in sidebar, no sound. Yeah, there's sound.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there is sound. Now there's not sound. But I think it looks like somebody is about to speak.
Mr. Steele, what is your motion, sir?
I'd just like to remind some court I made a motion previously and has a state to ensure that with Officer Mannheim, or if you recall, but he stopped Mr. Williams on September 9th of 2013 in a traffic stop. Mr. Williams did not have a driver's license. He stated that he ran Mr. Williams' name. He stated to me, I interviewed him today, that the way he was able to see Mr. Williams' pictures, he ran it on prior arrest. So I would like that to be eliminated.
That
prior arrest.
issue of prior arrest?
Yes.
State have any issue about that?
I don't, unless there's a door open through cross-examination.
Okay, could you instruct him to not reference that,
Yes.
please?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
He also stated in the police report, and you had this last time as well, that Mr. Williams was currently on probation in the police report. I believe Mr. Williams was not on probation because his brother used his name as a juvenile, and that was the probation. But I'd like that to be excluded. I believe you already did that. I just don't want to get into a position where I'm in this trial.
Okay, can we also tell him not to mention anything about that, Ms. Love, as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe
Okay.
that. I believe, Your Honor, that given what Officer Mannheim will be testifying about, that there will be no need for him at all to go into anything like
Well,
that.
let's just make sure that we cover those two items in particular, okay?
We will do that.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
all right, anything else?
The final one is you admitted over my objection. The statement Mr. Williams made is a gun found in the passenger seat, if you recall, Your Honor, and then Mr. Williams allegedly said that the gun belonged to a friend.
Yes.
He's in custody. This Officer Mannheim then asked Mr. Williams whose gun is it, and Mr. Williams did not answer. There was no Miranda. He was in custody. He was asked the second. I understand you admitted Mr. Williams stated that it's my friend's gun over my objection, but the next part would be you found the first part to be spontaneous.
Yeah,
Okay,
fine.
so he's basically asking about the second, I guess, or the silences in admission.
Your Honor, what I'm asking,
And it's
Just for that is not DA Fanny, that is ADA Love. And I'm still waiting for the opportunity where these two get together in a romantic way so we can actually start calling the district attorney Fanny Love. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 12 years old. Yeah.
Post-arrest silence. So.
I want to be really clear here because this is part of some of the stuff that I was mentioning earlier regarding the opening. The state vehemently moves the court to admonish counsel for Mr. Williams to in no way attempt to solicit self-serving hearsay from Officer Mannheim unless the state asks for that information, because we would be entitled to as a statement of a party opponent.
You open the door, Mr. Steele, it may come in, so you're just
No, I mean,
you're just warned at this point in time, okay?
Mr. Steele's, I'm asking that the court preclude Mr. Steele from asking Officer Mannheim what Mr. Williams said. When he said that is a friend's gun, that is a self-serving statement.
That's admissible. I said that was admissible already.
No, Your Honor, it's admissible if the state asks it because it's a statement of a party opponent, not Mr. Williams. What we're saying is they can't solicit that.
Are you gonna ask him that on direct?
No.
Now they lost me.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, what it sounds like Steele is wanting to get in is that what Williams, whatever his name is, young Thug, said that the gun they found was his friend's gun. He told the officer that, which would be hearsay. Now, if the state elicits that testimony from the officer, the fact that Williams said it would be a party opponent's admission, statement of a party opponent. So it's admissible, even though it's hearsay. But if the defense elicits that from the officer, it's not a party opponent because they're eliciting the hearsay is from his own client.
Yeah.
So it would. So that's why she's like, she's not wanting it to be even asked. And the judge was like, he was going to let it in, but she's like, it should only come in if she asks the question about it. And she's like, I'm not going to ask the question.
All right.
So
yeah. So it's purely evidentiary.
Yeah. They're just they're arguing over who's going to get to ask this, and I think she would be correct on this if she unless the officer spills it on his own, the defense cannot elicit that testimony out.
Okay. Because if he asks something and the cop blurts it out, then he can object to the answer and have it removed as hearsay.
Well, if the officer if he doesn't ask it directly, I mean, still she would probably say, he said if he goes, he told me this, then she's going to object to it being hearsay.
Okay.
But there are ways for it to come in, inadvertently probably, but he can't directly ask the question about what did he tell you, whose weapon this is.
Okay. All right.
And it could come out on direct. He could slip up and mention it.
Yeah.
And then the defense can ask about it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
And Mr. Williams can't because that is self-serving hearsay. Baldly here, if I may continue talking to the court. Mr. Williams can't because it is self-serving hearsay, Your Honor. So we would ask that the court preclude Mr. Williams from asking Officer Monheim or attempting in any way to solicit in front of the jury the self-serving statement that the firearm belonged to a friend. If the state seeks to get that in, the state can do so because it is a statement of a party opponent.
Hold on. Do they have Friday off?
Somebody in chat earlier said maybe there's no jury today. So I don't know if they have the whole day off or if they're going to be doing motions or.
Oh, why?
So maybe if there's no court, you're going to have
I checked the docket. It says trial day. Oh,
who knows?
Yeah, that might be why we don't see any live streams up yet from.
Because it should be up by now. It's almost 10 o'clock in Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay, no court back Monday. Okay.
Okay, well,
I guess I have to change my thumbnail and stuff like that. Let's just listen to these guys. Then we can take it a bit easier.
Yeah.
And play a normal speed while I change thumbnail.
But it is not permissible for Mr. Williams to attempt to get his own words in through a witness that is not Mr. Williams.
Okay. All right, Mr. Steele, what do you say about that?
I moved to exclude that statement, so that's okay. But I'm just talking about the second part, the post-arrest silence.
I'm talking about the first part.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that, are we, Ms. Love?
I'm talking about the first part.
No,
I don't have any.
Mr. Steele doesn't have any. He's already asked me to exclude that. I'm not going to exclude it. Okay, you're saying that he can't. He's telling me he's not going to elicit that or solicit it. Okay, but his clarity is the second statement where Mr. Williams he asked Mr. Williams a question.
Right.
That's what he's saying would be. He's motioning in limine for me to exclude.
Your Honor, I don't have a problem with the exclusion of the silence, and I want to make certain that I'm clearly responding to what has actually occurred and not a version of it that is inaccurate. So if the court will give me one moment, as I do that, I ask the court in limine, I'm moving the court in limine to preclude Mr. Steele from attempting to elicit self-serving hearsay. That is Mr. Williams' statement that the gun found in the car with him that was stolen belonged to a friend. That is what I am moving in limine for the court to do, because it is impermissible for that to be solicited by the party who made the statement. He can get on the stand and say it, or the opposing party can have it admitted if we so desire to do so, or sought to do so. But Mr. Williams, Mr. Adams, and Mr. Steele cannot ask a witness what their client said when it is self-serving hearsay. And I have the law for that. I'll give it to the court.
Again, I don't think he's asking about that.
She's right on that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think the judge is saying, I don't think he's asking about that.
Yeah. I mean,
which if he's not trying to get it admitted for the truth of the matter, asserted that it was his friend's gun, then it could come in, because if it's not being offered for the truth of the statement, then it's admissible. But I think he's wanting to exclude anything about his client remaining silent after being questioned later. The post-arrest silence.
Yeah. So she can't, and she can't solicit anything about what did he do then. He looked guilty, but stay silent.
Yeah, because she's wanting to use it because he answered a question before he was arrested. To use his silence after he was arrested against him as a sign of guilt.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it sounds like to me. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Steele, you're not going to ask any questions to elicit that, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Ms. Lovin, you're not going to ask, or you're going to instruct Officer Mannheim not to mention any of the silence or post-arrest silence in response to that particular question.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Of who owned the gun. Okay, so those three things you need to go ahead and advise Officer Mannheim as to. Take 5 minutes or so. We'll come back. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. All right, we're in recess.
Let me just go out there.
And as per usual, they are late. Okay, so no court. That means I can get some shopping done before my Finally Friday stream. Yeah.
All
nice.
right. Got to stock up.
Yeah, because for you who are here now, my Finally Friday starts around 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's me, friends. I will, of course, invite MD Law, just chatting away about what's been going on this week, tell bad jokes, just with a brew of your choice, just having a good old time. End of the work week, casual stream, and everything. Oh, yeah. Did you see? Oh, you didn't see this, by the way. I bought myself a She's advent calendar.
Is that drunk you bought yourself that, or sober you bought yourself that?
No, sober me. She's advent calendar.
Yeah, Aldi supermarket has cheese advent calendars. We got one last year, I think.
Now this is British cheeses. So the first one was an aged red Leicester. So I will, So I will have one each stream day. A piece of cheese, because I'm the whitest man alive.
That's right. Now, is that the court's graphic there about it being on minute break?
No, that's my catch. That's
okay.
Jingles in a Viking hat and a suit. I gave the picture of Jingles to an AI thingy Can you have this cat look like
Yeah, that's the.
Viking in court? And that's what was shown up. And,
That's pretty
wow!
awesome.
Yeah.
Let me have that farm. The last one I just gave you.
All right.
No.
All right, Ms. Love.
Hey, Jungle Minx.
Your Honor, with respect to the motion eliminated made by Mr. Still regarding Mannheim, what we would ask, Your Honor, is that I did go and talk to Officer Mannheim as court directed, and I will always do as court directed, but I'm asking Your Honor.
No, you
with
don't.
respect to the way.
What? I will
What did she
always
just
do
say?
what the court. I will always do what the court direct.
Oh, she's so full of shit. Because there wasn't there a lot of stuff they didn't turn over.
Yeah, I mean, she only said that to have it on the record.
Yeah,
That's the only reason. Because we all know, we who followed this crap for months now, they didn't want to turn over evidence. They tried to turn over discovery via Dropbox so they could see what files the defense accessed and when.
yeah. Wanted
and
like
how
a
many
terabyte.
times.
Wanted like a terabyte file or something. Like something ridiculous.
Somewhere between 5 and 7 terabytes
Oh, jeez.
of evidence. And then, what was it more? The opening statements. The judge ordered the prosecution to hand over all slides before, I think, Friday, 5 p.m. So the defense could see, okay, what's going on, what's slides, or and anything wrong. She had turned over 4 slides. She showed up with 56 slides.
Yeah, I wouldn't have let her use them. If I'm the judge, I say you're not using them. You can use 4.
Yeah, but he excluded 8 because 6 of these slides were factually wrong. and
Well, I
2
say
of them,
she didn't turn them over. She doesn't get to use them. Is what I would have told her.
Yeah.
You violated my order to turn them over, but you get to use the 4 slides you turned over. That's it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And she also, in 2 of them, she misquoted the defendants.
Of course she did.
Yeah, because this is so shady. They know they can't win this without cheating, and they are cheating. Do you know how I know they are cheating?
Because her mouth is moving.
Yeah. All the time.
Oh, a Jingles versus Agamotto showdown. I don't know. See, Agamotto's a munchkin, so he's got short legs. But he's got the Napoleon. He's got the Napoleon syndrome. He's spicy. So, and he's kind of thick, and he's like when he jumps down, he's like a wet sack of flour hitting the ground. It's so thick.
Yeah, my Jingle. I mean, I think he lost a little weight now, so he's only 10 pounds. So
yeah, I think Agamotto's about 10 or 12 pounds.
Yeah,
he's chunky.
I have been regularly to the vet just to check. Yeah, I mean at least once every 6 months, just to is he still all right? And she says, "That's a large cat." So I did them. I mean the standard cat, because it's a standard cat. It's a farm cat, barn cat, whatever cat, and he is roughly 4 inches longer than he should be.
What's he catching in the barn?
Yeah, I mean he is well fed.
Yes,
and I have to take a bit of pictures of his brother Buster, because that dude, that's a thick cat. And he moved. I had both of them, but Buster moved over to my aunt's across the field, and so he lives there now, and he's well fed because, well, aunties kind of like to feed him and everything, but they put in a cat door in the door, but it was one of these you just put them there.
Yeah.
He's so big that the first time he accessed out through the door, he took the cat door with him. So he went there across the lawn with this cat door around his belly. Just minding his own business. And my aunt just looked out the window, what's going on here?
Oh,
And she tells that story every time we get together, and the way she tells it, I mean, she's been telling it for 4 years now. Still amazing. Still amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The judge got fed up and said, "Okay, with all these shenanigans, nobody gets to use slides."
yeah,
And the defense said, "Well, we didn't do anything wrong. Why are you
Yeah.
pulling strings?" And all of a sudden, he backpedaled and excluded a
They
bunch.
should have just excluded everything that you didn't turn over.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, the rules and the orders are here to make everybody's lives easier,
Yeah.
streamline it, make it more efficient. You're not going to do this.
Yeah.
You're not going to play games. And that would have set the tone right away
Yeah.
to say you're not playing games.
Yeah. And instead, he set the tone, and that has been the tone the entire pre-trial case. That
Yeah.
shenanigans, and they get away with it because, and I've heard this from the chat from people who have seen him loads of time, because he's the chief judge in this Fulton County,
okay.
and they say he's the best and most fair judge there, but they really don't recognize him here. So
Yeah, sums up.
Will Kelman, have I seen? No, I haven't seen your. I mean, my email is on my channel about. If you have a pet you want to show off, send me an email with your best picture, and we will have finally Friday will be about our pets. Okay, we drink. We will have a drink and talk about our pets. All right, nice. That landlord chick says, I'm unclear why the witness faces cannot be shown on TV. They made a mistake and showed jurors law and crimes court camera crew. And that made them go the other way. Okay, let's not. So now the prosecution is saying this on every witness. They don't want their faces shown.
So instead of putting something up that might block the edge, because it was just across the edge of the screen, why you could in frame was barely in frame to catch them. Just have something there to block it.
Yeah.
Put a piece of cardboard up.
Yeah, and you can put that on the camera stand, not so it doesn't block the view for everybody else. Just so okay, oops, and then back again. And on a modern camera, whatever it's called in English, you can put pins so the camera can't move physically more between those two. But no, let's do this instead. Because why not? Because government.
Well,
yeah.
So saying they showed the house mom yesterday. That was after the jury trial.
Yeah.
Maybe the neighbor doesn't, or the person who had his gun stolen doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah, I kind of understand that. Hey, I have guns. Let's show my face. But
well, he doesn't have one anymore. I'd be more worried that they know I don't have a gun.
Yeah. I'm quite sure he replaced it because Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. And the witness list. Yes, still. They have to. Oh, the last 200 witnesses that they didn't show the defense until really, really late. And the judge's decision was you have to provide the defense if you plan to call this witness within 3 weeks, you have to present it to the defense so they have an opportunity to interview them.
Good.
Yeah, but that's
But it should have been turned over well before now. I mean, especially like in like civil cases, we have scheduling order, and you have witness and exhibit list cutoffs.
yeah,
And you have a preliminary one where you say, these are the people we think we're going to use. These are the exhibits we think we're going to use. And then closer to pretrial conference, you'll have a final witness that you file in the case. And that pretty much locks you in. Unless there's some surprise, something that comes up that you couldn't have known, you're kind of locked into those witnesses.
Yeah, and I'm quite sure that at least half of these 737 witnesses are just decoys to keep
It's just to throw as much stuff out there as it can.
Yeah, because then if they say, for instance, the first day of state's case in chief, they announced they would have 6 witnesses.
Yeah.
They had 1. Yeah, but that meant
They didn't even finish that one.
No, exactly. And that meant that the defense had to prepare for 6 witnesses
Exactly.
when they could have prepared for just 1. And that's so sneaky. That's so shady.
Well, and then she delayed finishing her direct so they couldn't start cross.
Yeah, it was so obvious that she started re-asking questions just to get through the end of the day. I mean, yeah.
The thing is at that point, the judge probably would have ended it anyway because he wouldn't want to start cross of that guy, which they ended up not even doing cross-examination of him.
Exactly.
Because he was the expert that's going to come back and be a fact witness later. So they're reserving their cross for when he comes back.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, most trials gets boring. You can't avoid it. This trial, somehow, I don't think it will have many boring moments because of the prosecution's shadiness.
Yep.
And that there are 6 defendants and about 9 or 10 lawyers who will object everywhere. So I don't think we will have a very many boring moments. Let's see what's going on in the end of this.
That Officer Monheim was able to identify Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams did not have a license. He didn't have any identification. We are asking simply that Officer Monheim be able to say from, an Atlanta Police database, whatever he has to say. It doesn't have to be arrest records, but we do want the jury to know that he identified Mr. Williams as Jeffrey Williams before taking him into custody. And without him being able to say that, what we have is that Mr. Williams advised that he did not have his driver's license. He didn't have one. He gave Officer Monheim his name and date of birth. Mr. Steele just got up here and talked about the fact that, his assertion that Mr. Williams' brother has used Mr. Williams' name. But, arguably they can make that argument later on. This wasn't Jeffrey Williams, this was his brother using his name. But Officer Monheim identified Mr. Williams by running Mr. Williams on ACIC, and from pictures on Police Central I'm quoting his report, not what I'm asking the court to allow him to say.
They wanted to testify that he recognized him because he knows he's
he used the police system, and why would he be in the system unless he had prior arrests or encounters? Yeah. So it's obvious. No, you can't say. We're going to not let you say, I looked at his previous arrest pictures, but I looked at his in the system. Well, it's obvious that the parallel that he's in the system because of prior encounters with the police. It's playing games.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But from pictures on Police Central from prior arrests in Fulton County. So what we are asking is that Officer Monheim be allowed to testify that from law enforcement databases, he was able to identify the person that he had stopped and found with the stolen gun, the defendant Jeffrey Williams. Because otherwise,
that's the same thing.
There's a gaping hole.
I don't care.
That tough shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a gaping hole.
Phrasing.
I said what I said.
Stipulating, Mr. Williams, I won't make an argument, it's not. And B, you ran a computer check. You don't need to say.
Yeah, I think making it general would probably be fine.
How would I first say, Judge?
Well, I think that running a computer check, he was able to determine that was Jeffrey Williams.
Okay.
Mr. Steele says he's not going to object to that.
Okay, he's going to let that. Well,
Did I deal with the jury being seen issue? No. It was a dud. He didn't do anything about it. He pushed it forward.
He just said, "Don't do it again."
Yeah, and I'm amazed.
Yeah.
That was all, because I was expecting some kind of fireworks, but no, it was a dud.
Yeah, because you already got a couple that have been identified.
Oh yeah.
Whether correctly or incorrectly identified, somebody's names are out there.
Yeah, and there's a whole Reddit thread out there with the sole purpose of identifying all of them. And yeah, fun times.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, all this testimony about how dangerous these gangs are and how they'll do anything to help each other out. Well, jury intimidation is up on top of the list.
Yep. And I mean, say they identified 2 of them and they reported to court, people have started to contact me. Okay. Then you're down 2. Now you have a 12 jury and 4 alternates. So
for a 9-month trial.
Yeah, and yeah, it seems, because I kind of remember reading an article about a murder case that had to be retried because jurors just kept getting sick.
Stuff happens.
Yeah. And that was
get in a car, get in a car wreck, get sick. Things happen.
Yeah, and they had to retry that 3 times, I think, for like a murder trial of 3 or 4 weeks. And okay, and here we are with I get astounded sometimes because I do know that the US judicial system in its core is a good one, but then you see shit like this, and you start to wonder. Yeah, the core might be good, but the rest of them, I mean, yeah. But that's, again, I don't understand why you elect everybody. I mean, I don't get it. I know, it's to keep them accountable, you can vote them off. Well, if you hire them, you can fire them on the spot.
You would think.
If you elect them, you have to wait until their period is over.
Well, they can get removed. I mean, you saw that here in Oklahoma with the judge that was scrolling Facebook during the trial. The judicial council is trying to get her removed and barred from ever holding judicial office again.
Yeah.
Because of all the shenanigans she was pulling.
Yeah. And I don't I think it's the chief medical examiner in this trial is elected. Why?
Why is the medical examiners elected?
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you like hire people on merit? I mean, yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's better than, it could be better than the state just choosing who they want.
Yeah. But over here, I mean, there are separate entities. So there's like more or less a waterproof wall or whatever you call it between the different. So you're not, for instance, the court system is completely separated from the lawmakers. They have a board consistent of judges, and then our Congress have one place in that board, just for, and that is the one that says, okay, these are the people we want on that as a district attorney, for example.
Let's go. We just get whoever George Soros wants now. Yeah, in Salvador, talking about the judge in Arizona, the one here in Oklahoma, it was a murder trial. She was scrolling Facebook. She was sending text messages with her bailiff who was sitting next to her. She sent like over 500 text messages during the course of trial, making fun of witnesses and the attorneys, calling witnesses liars.
Yeah, I saw. I saw somebody did a video about it.
I read it. I read through the petition for removal. That the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Oklahoma filed to remove her from office.
Oh, that's interesting. Then you're at least taking it serious.
And I've practiced before that the chief judge when he was not on before he became Supreme Court justice. He's no nonsense. He is really good, and he is not going to put up with this kind of crap. He is by the book.
Yeah.
No nonsense. Just you're going to follow the rules, and you're not going to do this kind of crap. So.
I'm just going to. I will create a new line for that. Oh no! Let's get through this. I need some.
Just that it's more prejudicial than probative if he gets into there are multiple arrests, and I saw it, and that's the way I was able to determine it was between him and his brother.
Yeah, I don't think he should be able to say that he saw it in the police system at all.
No. Absolutely not, because that indicates prior arrest. And that should go under prior act.
Can we call him now?
Yes.
And some of that can be admissible even if it's not convicted.
Yeah.
But just
Wait, Your Honor, you told me the records check that.
Oh, interesting. The court clerk, it's on her, was the court clerk during the Jodi Arias trial. Interesting.
Hold on. Ms. Love, can you ask Officer Mannheim to step back?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think a simpler way is your counsel, your brethren across the bar have indicated is maybe this is just to stipulate that it's Mr. Williams.
Your Honor, I just want to have the officer able to say that he was able to in some way confirm.
No.
They both say if they're willing to stipulate it.
I certainly don't want to.
Then she doesn't want to.
No, she wants in that he has a prior record.
She wants the implication that he's got a prior record.
That it was Mr. Williams. I don't care if it's through records, database.
She wants it through the database.
Well, then why don't you say the confirming database?
I wouldn't even do that.
Check.
No,
I will tell him to say
No.
that.
because that implies that he has a prior record.
Say again?
I ran his information and I was able to confirm.
And this is Jeffrey Williams. Yeah. That works.
Put the hammer down, Judge. This is day 4, and he's so sick.
Well, I think the defense just offered that so that he ran the information and was able to confirm it was him. So if the defense is stipulating to that phrase, then that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you could run a name and a date of birth and pull up pictures of a lot of people.
Yeah. Or just
Brandon's right there. Yeah.
Type the name on Google.
Stipulate or
Yeah, hold on. So we'll bring our jury out first, okay? All right. Summon our jurors, please, Sergeant Ingram.
And Your Honor, we have the rule regarding the overtime.
All right. Members of the media, again, thank you for your patience and indulgence with us. This witness, if you could please not photograph him as well or put him on live stream, but you're welcome to report or otherwise recapture any oral or any other statements.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are they upset that people can hear what they're saying? That it's being caught on camera? Like the sidebar? Hey, don't talk so damn loud, and we won't hear you at your table.
Yeah, how about turning the microphones off?
Yeah. So all the courthouses here, you have the little microphones on the table. They have a button you can push to mute it, so that you can talk at the table without being picked up.
Yeah. Whoever has a foot fetish is loving this trial.
Oh, I'm sure. It's an only feet trial.
Yeah. And hello, everybody over at Rumble. Please hit that thumbs up. Helps the channel, and follow me. I just got over. I passed 200 followers on Rumble.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah. So slowly and steady, I'm building a platform over at the Rumble as well.
Yeah, I always forget to set it up to do it, because you have to set it up ahead of time, and
yeah. Rumble and StreamYard need to get their shit together so we can do this easier.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, as you heard, Megan Fox was saying that Rumble's creating their own platform, their own streaming system. So that's supposed to tie in all of them, so you can stream to all of them, and pull up. So you can pull up Rumble. You'll be able to pull up Rumble chats on stream.
Nice. So, because I saw that on Megan Fox that she put up the Rumble. No, it was Laidback News. Eric Hunley did that. He is in the beta testing for that platform. So, but he wanted he wanted to have both the YouTubes and the Rumble, and hopefully they will go for, because if they do that, I'm switching from.
I'm switching.
Yeah, because it's so annoying when you see this perfect commentary in the Rumble chat and you can't just put it up on the screen. Yeah.
Thank you, Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, state, call your next witness, please.
Your Honor, the state calls for Act 4 Officer, Senior Patrol Officer Michael Monheim.
All right, summon Officer Monheim, please. Officer Monheim, good afternoon, sir. If you would please approach the witness stand. Once you get there, if you would be so kind to turn and face Sergeant Anger and be sworn as a witness, please, before you sit down.
Brandon Beta.
I do. No, I am not on Twitch TV. I barely know how to YouTube. I recently learned how
It's going to be Michael Monheim. First.
It's my side piece, Kick. Hello, Mo.
Hello.
Hey, Mo.
Hey,
Mo.
Hi.
Dr. Tea Leaves.
Yes. So, look, online, the first thing you have to know is I'm a Sagittarius. Moon rising, though, in Aquarius. I did body
and setting in asparagus.
Yes. Well, look, no, I'm a vegan. Namaste.
Asparagus is a vegetable.
Oh, it is?
Asparagus is a vegetable. Yeah.
Oh, crap. I thought it was something else. Oh,
You can eat
anywho.
asparagus.
Oh, well, anyway, I took the online course from
Yes.
Dr. G on how to do behaviorology, and I am here to consult on the very real science of behaviorology and psychology and truthology. Also, I do tarot.
Well, my star sign is Batman because it's all made up, and if I can make something up, I'm going to be Batman.
Did you just insult my identity? I mean, you must be a Taurus. You know, that is total Taurus behavior. That is total BS. Or
Actually,
maybe you're a Pisces.
Actually, I am a Taurus.
Well, shit, I really am psychic. Jesus Christ.
You threw Pisces out there as well.
Holy shit, Mo is actually psychic, and she didn't know it.
Oh, that's so funny. That was so funny. You had 12 signs to choose from, and you chose mine. Oh, that was so funny.
Well, she was 2 for 2 on that because I'm a Pisces. So.
Yes, Veilhammer, I have EKG and ESP. I have all of the extrasensory perceptions. All of them.
And ESPN Plus.
Yeah, and Disney Plus. I have all the cable channels.
Oh.
So, did we learn anything?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Somebody lost a gun and hasn't got it back, but he can't identify it because he doesn't know the serial number of his gun off the top of his head. So
yeah,
he can't match it.
Yeah, but they showed it to the jury. So gun, bad, boo, and then a few
the same
cops.
Police officer who didn't know what a gang sign was, but also knew who a gang sign was.
Yeah,
no,
he knows gang signs, but can't remember which ones were flash dated.
Oh, that was so stupid.
All we should really be talking about is the peace in our soul and how to get, our karma right.
So we can reach enlightenment.
Dr. G is never going to invite me on his channel after this. Not that was a remote possibility.
Because it was in the works before now.
I was like, not that was a remote possibility before this.
No, I don't think I will ever be on his show either because I kind of accidentally called him a cunt.
I did that to my kid's
accidentally.
Yeah. I do know he's well liked in other communities. I don't. Once he's overstepped that Goldwater rule, I don't care what he has to say.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Sandra Day O'Connor died
because he is a practicing psychiatrist. He has.
She was still alive.
Yeah, and he has clients and everything, so he's a practicing psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever it is, and he actively diagnoses people through 3-second snippets on YouTube.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, you can with the behavior science because you look at the shoulders, and if you turtle, and that's when your body wants to hug itself because your inner child is hurt. And when your inner child is hurt, then you lash out at other people because your soul is hurting. But then if you're telling the truth, you look to the right, or is it to the left? Okay, let me look at my notes.
Up and to the left.
All right, yeah, you're accessing emotional stored relationship memories. But if you're a girl, you have more emotions, but we don't assume gender here. So I just want to tell you that your soul has no gender, okay? Y'all, it's been a long week. We all needed this.
You were up late last night, too.
And Fry
not as late as I was, but...
Fry was like,
Oh, yeah.
we're awake now? And I was like, hell no, we're not. And he's like, I join you in bed. I was like, no, you don't.
Yeah. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Mo yet, just do it.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
For
Keep
newsy
my
news,
weight
if nothing
addiction
else.
alive.
For gummy-induced newsy news.
I am not on gummies when I'm doing the news. That actually is
You should.
completely sober. No, I shouldn't. That's me sober. Can you imagine me unleashed? It would be terrible. I mean, I'm doing this sober. This cannot.
Well, you're gonna have to stay up and join my stream late at night and have gummies.
That could be possible.
We finally got to the lead investigator at Travis Rudolph last night. So,
okay, I would go full no tie Bronca and repeal the 19th Amendment. I mean, Reddit thinks they hate Megan. There'd be a whole hate page for Mo.
What they say about Megan, that she had characteristics
internalized misogyny, homophobia. She was homophobic, transphobic,
xenophobic,
something or other.
She had like our characteristics of pizza toppings from hell or something like that.
Yeah.
She has to add that to her bio, her description.
Yeah, but then her locals is like lightning, and then they've got a meme ready to go.
Yeah. For you who don't know who the lead investigator in the Travis Rudolph case is, here's a picture.
Yes.
Honestly, she almost has my hairdo, but she wasn't told to look for anything, so she didn't realize that was her job. She was like, I wasn't told to look there, and it wasn't
I don't know to look for anything. How can I look for it if I don't know it's there?
Yeah. I can't look.
We haven't got to that step yet.
I don't know it's there.
Yeah, we're going to start cross-examination next time.
Oh,
the dead vacant look.
Yeah, it's like the hamster wheel is there, but not the hamster. I mean, it's yeah. But
she set women's rights back like at least 170 years. Women.
What was it Baker said last night? She got her promotion through red knees.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Well, so she went to some local day school to get her certification to apply to the sheriff's department. She needs some kind of certificate. She was like, I went to such and such day school.
Which calls the question, what was night job?
She might have known this house mom. Hey, it all circles and roundabouts. It all swings and roundabouts. We're good.
But we are here for this trial. So let's listen to Officer Michael Mannheim. Whatever.
Mannheim-H-A-E-L. Last name is spelled M-O-N-H-E-I-M.
Good afternoon, Officer Mannheim. Would you tell the jury a little bit about yourself and tell them where you currently are employed?
I've been employed with the City of Atlanta Police Department for 18 years now. My assignments is a patrol officer, responding to 911 calls, accidents, proactive policing, and engaging in the public.
What was that last part?
Engaging with the public.
Right. And what area, if any in particular, of Atlanta are you assigned to cover?
The downtown and midtown area.
Are you certified as a law enforcement officer in the state of Georgia?
Yes, I am.
Have you remained so certified during your entire career with the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes.
Prior to working with the Atlanta Police Department, what was your background?
I was prior military, and I worked for armored car company.
Say the last part.
Armored Car Company,
Okay. And what was your service? What branch of the military?
the Marines.
Oh,
Thank you for your service.
Hold it.
How long did you serve in the Marines?
8 years.
From what year to what year?
From 19.
Wonder what his favorite crayon color flavor is.
to 2000.
It's
Is it
red.
green or
and he's
red?
a Cancer.
well, the reason they don't show any witnesses is because of this jury incident, and now every witness, the state says this witness does not want to have their face shown, and this is one of these shams that it's dangerous because she does it in front of the jury.
Yeah. If it was so dangerous,
How am I
then
supposed to-
we should have had a mistrial.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to body language eight? I mean, body language is with bodies. I can't voice language eight.
But you're
That's the
psychic
next
too, though.
chapter.
You can use your
And I
mind
haven't
and see
paid
them.
for that.
Yeah,
That's the fourth
use your third
chapter.
eye. Use your third eye.
Your thetan levels aren't high enough.
Look, I've only paid, look, you have to pay for other levels, and I'm not clean enough to do that yet. I've only worked off, some of the demon spirits that, Lord Zoron put in the volcano. I'm working my ass off here as a barista and everything. But I guess we
Barista.
can go with the lawyers. Apparently Fry has a lot to say. My emotional support animal is also upset.
We have to finish this off.
That's what she said.
And what was your position within the Marines?
I was infantry personnel.
And were you honorably discharged?
Yes.
In September of 2013, were you working with the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes, I was.
What was your position at that time?
I was a patrol officer at that time.
And were you assigned to any particular area of Atlanta?
The Midtown area.
On that date, did you have an occasion to conduct a traffic stop on a person you later learned was Jeffrey Williams?
Yes, I did.
Would you tell the jury how that came to be?
On the date that you had mentioned, I was sitting at the intersection of Techwood Drive and 14th Street, which is near 1132 Techwood Drive. I was sitting there monitoring the flow of traffic during rush hour at that time.
Not
I
rehearsed
was
at
in a
all.
very far right lane facing westbound on 14th Street at that intersection. At around 8:26 in the morning, I observed a black Dodge Challenger. It was traveling westbound in the middle lane, which is a straight lane only.
Why does it have to be a black
The tag
Challenger?
number, I believe, is going to be P as in Paul,
Profiling.
IN 4143. And it passed me in the straight lane only, and then it made a left-hand turn that was now traveling southbound on Techwood
That's gotta be a
Drive.
straight lane.
I observed that he made a proper left turn because he wasn't in the turn lane to make a left turn. And our signs indicated that have lane assignments. I then went to go pull the vehicle over, and he continued southbound on Techwood Drive, approaching 10th Street. As you approach that intersection, there is a right turn lane only, and that is clearly labeled with the sign saying right lane must turn right. I observed him traveling that, and he continued straight, going southbound, merging on the I-75-85 southbound ramp from 10th Street. At that time, I made a traffic stop on the vehicle on I-75-85 southbound underneath the 5th Street overpass.
At the time that you first observed the vehicle committing a traffic violation, did you know who the driver of the vehicle was?
No, I did not.
And can you tell the jury, do you have a basis for knowing approximately how far the location of 1132 Techwood Drive is when you first noticed the vehicle from the address of 11 Demarest Avenue in Buckhead?
Approximately 3 miles.
So how is it when you were able to conduct a traffic stop? Tell the jury what it is that happened next.
I approached the vehicle, the driver rolled down the window. I explained to him why I pulled him over and asked him for a driver's license. He said he didn't have a driver's license on him, but he gave me his name and his birthday.
And what name and what birthday did he give you?
Jeffrey Williams.
Now, would you give the jury a general description of the person that was in the vehicle you recall?
He was a black male, thin built, tall, and he had some long braids.
How could he tell he was tall by sitting in, when he was sitting in the car?
You told me he did not have a license?
That's correct.
He is also psychic.
Were you able to run his information and confirm that he
You're
was
very,
who
he's
he
very
said he
in
was?
tune.
That's correct. When he gave me his name and his birthday, I ran his information on ACIC.
Just go ahead and, you have some information sources, database.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so
She was instructed by the judge to tell him to say something else. And there he is on the stand like a fucking
Saying
moron.
exactly what he wasn't supposed to say. Then he ran it on the NCIC. That's the police database that he wasn't supposed to reference.
She just
He was
has
just supposed to say he ran the information and was able to confirm that that was Jeffrey Williams.
she is a Capricorn and she is very, very just, her
She's a
vibe is
Gemini.
very, very persnickety. She has some blockages and look, I don't want to speak out of turn, but she might need to smudge a little. There needs to be some saging, ma'am. You have some darkness. So
Well, yeah, she
you need
does. She's a DA in a RICO trial.
yeah.
Has no business being here. She's
And
got
Gigi,
problems.
reason he sounds like he is talking with marbles in his mouth. I didn't want to reveal this because of my powers, but he is secretly auditioning for a role as Eliza Doolittle, and he is a method actor. I didn't want to out him, but you know that is what I am coming across.
Or he's gonna be he's doing his Kurt Cobain
Better he is
impression.
Zoidberg
Hmm.
from
Oh.
Futurama. I can't tell.
after that, after you were able to confirm who he was, did you allow him to drive away in that car without a license?
No, I did not.
What did you do?
At that time, I came back to the vehicle, asked him to step out of the car. He did. I placed him in handcuffs and told him he was under arrest for failure to obey a traffic control device at the intersection of Techwood Drive and 14th Street. For making
That's an
a right
arrestable-
turn, and the intersection of Techwood Drive and 10th Street for going straight in the right turn lane only. And that he had no driver's license on.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna.
Oh, that's something you can be arrested for? That's normally just a citation.
Yeah, but since he checked him out and he may or may not have been on probation, but he can't say that. So it sounds like overkill because he can't say about
Yeah.
the alleged probation.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am just feeling so much disturbance in the force. I mean, obviously she has just overstepped. She was given clear boundaries and you can hear the tension in the voice. And poor Mr. Steele, his body language, that pen is just going to go a-flying if he keeps fidgeting with it. He's just so Twitter-pated. That man's about to jump out of his suit. He wants to jump up and object so fast.
Yeah, but he can't because then he would draw attention to it. So he will wait a bit. Probably wait until I don't know. Maybe he will wait until after the testimony is done.
His spirit animal is a russet terrier.
I want to ask a question to make certain that you're responding to the question. All right. So
We know what
when
hers
you
is.
When you placed him under arrest, just one second. Your Honor, may I approach really quickly? I want to make certain that we have a matter settled before we go on. It'll be quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that,
See, and he is jumping up and he is going to bite her ankles. Just go. "Arr." That's what he's doing.
yeah, but she's a slightly larger spirit animal.
She's a honey badger. I mean, he might.
No, she's a GS.
Well,
You got 4 hours of sleep and you have an energy drink. I don't have the energy drink.
have you gotten to where you're happy, drunk, sleepy? Because that's kind of where I am.
I've got court in a little bit, so
Oh, well, this is going to work out great.
it's going to be awesome today. Thankfully,
Well,
it's just like procedural. It's not like actually like any real arguing or anything.
As long as you don't poop in a Pringles can, I think you won't be the worst lawyer in America this week. So I think you're good.
And we got to 20 sidebars in 4 trial days.
Oh my gosh.
Less than a week.
Yeah. I so much want just to whisper in the judges here, are you sure this is going to take only 6 months? Let's.
That's why I keep saying 9 months, because there's no way it's only going to take 6.
No.
Nik will lose his mind.
Oh,
I have 18 new characters.
I don't have much to lose then. Oh, still on sidebar? Oh.
What the hell was that?
I think they got in trouble for leg cam yesterday.
Are you going to handle the matter?
They've been showing feet all day. Well, I have my...
Yeah, Brandon's right. There's no way this doesn't go 9 months.
Yeah. No, the 6 months...
Unless they just don't call witnesses.
Yeah, but they said 6 months early on when they were at around 200 witnesses. So, but
True.
They won't call all 737. Half of them are just decoys. They have to be. Because 737 witnesses with, let's round that, just for math purposes, let's say 800 witnesses combined with the defense.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah.
And Bellu's like, it's going to end with a hung jury.
Yeah. But with 4 witnesses per day, that would be 200 trial days. Then you have to take away all the holidays and other days and Fridays. I don't know. Yeah, this is going to take some time.
Officer Monheim, forgive my interruption. Would you please go ahead and tell the jury what happened after, did you allow Jeffrey, what did you get back in the car? You wanted to be online.
No more than that.
Okay. And what did you do at that point?
At that time, I placed him under arrest for driving while on license, improper left turn, and failure to obey traffic control device. As I started walking him back to my patrol car in handcuffs, I observed in the cup holder of the vehicle a clear plastic bag with some blue pills inside of it, sitting in plain view. I put them in the back of the car, and then I went back to retrieve the pills from the cup holder, and they were suspected Xanax pills. I did
Yes, he needed those blue pills for later.
And there was a black 6 9mm handgun underneath the front passenger seat.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as, sorry. Oh, you have? Yeah. As 12 Bravo, and ask you if you recognize the exhibit marked 12 Bravo. You can go ahead and take a look at it.
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize that exhibit?
This is the firearm that I had recovered that was underneath the front passenger seat.
What is the serial number on that firearm?
The serial number is UU 7485.
So you know that off the top of his head?
What did you do with that
I
firearm?
think he's looking at it.
I ran that on ACIC to see if the firearm was reported stolen, and it was reported stolen out of the city of Atlanta.
Okay. Your Honor, the state tender states exhibit 12 Bravo is evident.
Any objection to 12B?
No, Your Honor.
12B is admitted. Maybe publish as you see fit.
Yes. Would you?
The reason Mr. Williams is wearing a turtleneck is that he may or may not have very
Tattoos.
distinct neck tattoos that spells out certain things.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, that's or he's playing the next Bond villain. I don't know, because villains always have black turtlenecks.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both?
Two things can be true at once.
No, Liz Judy, they are not live today. They we are watching the 2 hours of trial I didn't get to yesterday.
They could be doing a live action Archer shoot because this is Atlanta.
Yeah.
So,
That
and he could be in his slightly darker black turtleneck.
it's the Netflix Archer live action remake.
It says tactile neck.
Great job, publishing. All right. All right. And what is the item that I'm holding here?
That is the magazine that goes to that gun.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the things that the bailiff put on the podium earlier. Yeah, why have it in an evidence box when you can just grab them by the hand and put them on the podium?
Yeah.
I mean, the defense have to have stipulated to, let's open them before to save time.
Yeah.
I still don't like it because I want to see in court the package open.
Oh, yeah.
We promised we didn't do anything to it. Yeah, sure, I trust you.
Listen, someone had to try to make sure those pills were really ecstasy.
Well, he saw they were little blue pills, and he was thinking he needed those for later that night.
Look, it was the Gemini and one of the guards. They cannot help themselves. They just had to try it sometimes.
Okay, value 87. That person has great information in the chat.
That's awesome. Yeah.
There is some discussion about the list of witnesses from the state that the defense attorneys want to interview during the holiday break, December 18th to December 29th. Glanville wants an actual list by Monday.
Okay, so they're not going to have trial for 11, 12 days.
Oh, wow.
During the holidays, and I have other things to put up as content during the holidays.
Yeah,
but,
I want to cover that paramedic trial where they're trying to try the paramedics with the
Yeah,
McLean trial.
it's the one Baker's covering. Isn't it?
Elijah. No, he's covering the bar fight. It's the
Okay.
They tried the police officers. Now they're trying the paramedics.
Yeah.
Who's covering? Somebody's covering that one. Who's covering it?
Yeah,
I don't
Baker.
know, or maybe.
Oh, Baker's covering that one.
Oh, maybe I'm.
Doesn't he?
I thought.
I don't. Look, I'm only psychic on the trials I'm currently on. It takes a lot of the force. My midichlorians are not that high yet.
Let's see, Baker. No, he has the bar fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's covering the.
Yeah. But I don't remember who.
Damn, because I've been in that chat. Oh, Valhalla.
Valhalla is covering it.
Valhalla's covering it.
Yep.
Well, I'll be covering it as me because it's sensitive, so I won't be doing any characters.
Yeah. Good one. Yep. I think they first tried the cops and said you are responsible, and now they are trying. The same prosecution team is saying now we are.
No, you're responsible. Well, I think one of the cops pled. I think one of them pled out.
Okay.
To like a third degree or something. I don't know. There was something they pled out to. But yeah. I love that. Hey, we're charging this group with it, but no. Now we're going to say you did it. Make up your mind.
It's like the trial that Dave is waiting for. The parents of the school shooter.
Yes.
When they tried the school shooter, he was solely responsible. Now they are trying the parents because they should have known and everything. But in the trial against the kid, they more or less argued that the parents couldn't have done anything, and now they're trying the parents because they could have done anything. I mean, yeah. I hope, but the defense should be able to bring those transcripts up to say, listen to what the prosecution argued in this trial.
Well, I mean, the arguments wouldn't be evidence, but any witness testimony, expert testimony, they're locked in.
Yeah.
If they said, "Oh, it's the kid that the parents had nothing to do with it," they can't change their mind now.
Yeah.
So.
And we don't keep ammunition with the guns in court.
Hey, John. Now, when you said that the gun was reported stolen out of Atlanta, by whom was that gun reported stolen?
It was reported stolen by, I want to say it was an Andrew Phillips.
Okay. And were you able to, or do you recall off the top of your head, an incident report in which that gun was reported stolen by Mr. Phillips?
I don't remember the APD case number off the top of my head, but I do recall that it was taken from a burglary.
Hearsay and contradiction.
Yep, that's hearsay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
The guy just testified that the house was not broken into and his alarm wasn't set. So if there's actually no evidence of burglary, is it a burglary? It's just guns missing.
True.
Of course, they can't how they go missing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your Honor, the officer is talking to the jury about what was reported and why it was stolen. Why
should be doing this at a sidebar.
Yeah.
And
shouldn't be any argument here.
I'm still
in front of the jury.
Go ahead, please.
That the firearm was reported stolen from a burglary from 11 DeMorris Avenue, which is in Buckhead, and that firearm was reported stolen on July 10th of 2013.
And was the owner of the firearm able to, how did the Atlanta Police Department get the serial number from the owner of the firearm?
Basis.
Same. What?
Overrule the objection.
How was the Atlanta Police Department able to obtain the serial number for the stolen firearm?
The original responding officer that took the initial report, I believe, was the one that got the serial number from the victim, so he can list it as stolen.
And I'm going to show you a document we will mark State's Exhibit 55.
Hey, Toddy Peep.
For education purposes, I will show Mr. Shield.
Well, I'm going to have to run into the courthouse and do some filing
Okay.
before my hearing. So
Yep. Okay. Thank you, sir.
pulled into the
showing
parking
up.
garage.
And I
Oh,
will
great.
invite you to finally
Yes.
Friday later today.
Yes,
All right.
if I don't have to bring my son to watch my daughter's Taekwondo class, I will sit in the car and join in. So
I'm going to
If I
show
have-
you
if I
what
have
is marked
him,
as State's Exhibit 55
can't say.
Bravo,
see y'all later.
See you later.
and ask you,
Bye.
are you familiar with
Bye.
State's Exhibit 55 Bravo?
I am now, yes.
Okay. Now, when you say I am now, what are you looking at it that makes you familiar with that exhibit?
It has the original case number for the initial report, but it was a supplemental report to the initial report.
Okay.
And it indicates on this police report that the serial number was added to the police report so that the vehicle could be put on the system as stolen.
The vehicle or the gun?
I'm sorry, the gun.
Okay. And what serial number is listed on that report so that the firearm should be listed or reported as stolen?
The serial number is listed as UU748574.
After you obtained the information regarding the stolen firearm and the absence of a license as well as the bayonet skills, did you take out any warrants for Mr. Williams' arrest? All
Yes, I did.
right, and what did you charge him with?
I charged him with making an improper left turn, failure to obey a traffic control device, driving without a license, theft by receiving a stolen firearm, and possession of a controlled substance.
Now, is the person that you, do you recognize Mr. Williams? Would you recognize him if you saw him today?
Yes.
All right. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Would you describe what he is wearing and where he is seated for the jury?
He is at the second defense table in front of me. He is wearing a black turtleneck, and he's got his hair pulled back in braids.
Your Honor, would the record reflect that the officers identified the defendant Jeffrey Williams?
Michelle.
Officer Monheim, did you have any contact with the district attorney's office in terms of reporting that you had made these arrests?
Yes, I did.
And did you submit to the complaint room your warrants and your tickets that you issued in this arrest?
Yes, I did.
And did you have any control over the disposition of the case at any time thereafter?
No, I did not.
All right. And do you have any personal knowledge, yes or no, about how it was that the district attorney's office chose to resolve the case?
No, I did not.
Okay. I think that's all that I have for now. Thank you.
Cross.
And Your Honor, we do tender the firearm station 12 Bravo is that.
That's already been admitted. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, officer.
Good afternoon.
You met Mr. Williams on or about September 9th of 2013. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And to be frank with the jurors, you don't remember this traffic stop, but you're using reports to refresh your memory. Is that fair to say?
Compound statement.
I stand as the form. You can just rephrase it, chop it down a little bit.
You don't,
Remember this traffic stop on your own memory. Is that true?
I would say yes, that is true.
But your memory got aided with your report that you wrote. Is that okay to say that?
Yes.
Okay. And you're doing your best you can today to articulate accurate facts to the jury.
Yes.
With regards to
the burglary. You were not involved with the investigation, responding to the burglary, God forbid, of the Phillips home in Buckhead or anything like that. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
And that burglary, from what you read, is 2 months before you run into Jeffrey Williams on September 9, 2013. Is that right?
That is correct.
And when I say 2 months before, I may not be to the date, but approximately July 10th of 2013 is about 2 months before September 9, 2013. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And you're not telling this jury in any way that you have any scintilla of evidence that Mr. Williams was involved in that burglary. Is that fair to say?
Form.
I'll stay as the form. You can rephrase.
Is it true that you do not have any information Mr. Williams was involved in any burglary of the Phillips home?
Objection.
Is that true?
As to form.
I'll let him answer that. I'll overrule that objection. You can answer that.
Say the question one more time.
Sure. You don't have any information at all that Mr. Williams is involved in the burglary of Mr. Phillips or Ms. Phillips' home. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. So now we're 2 months later. It's approximately 8, I think you said 8, hold on a second. 8:30 in the morning. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And Mr. Williams is driving around Techwood, 14th Street. If you could just tell the jurors what part of Atlanta is that, if you don't mind.
That is close to Midtown.
Okay, that's not the Cleveland Avenue. You know where Cleveland Avenue area is?
I do know where Cleveland Avenue area is, yes.
And Midtown is not near, near is relative, but it's not the Cleveland Avenue area. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay, so Mr. Williams is driving and you see him, you say, making a left turn from a straight only lane, and then you get behind him, and then later he continues in a right turn only lane but goes straight. Is that the 2 traffic infractions you saw?
Yes, that is.
Okay, and then you blue lighted Mr. Williams, he pulls over the car. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay, he didn't flee from you or anything. You blue lighted him, you pulled over, and you approached the car.
That's true.
Okay, and Mr. Williams was totally professional and cooperative with you. Is that fair to say?
He was cooperative.
And he gave you his name, date of birth, told you he doesn't have a driver's license, right?
Yes.
And you confirm that?
Yes.
And then you felt duty bound to arrest him because he's driving without a driver's license. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's fair to say.
Okay, and he's cooperative with you.
Objection. Asked and answered.
I sustain the question.
At this point, he's cooperative.
Objection. Asked and answered.
I sustain the question. Let's move on.
Okay, so I want to talk first about what's been marked as State's Exhibit 12B. Do you still have that exhibit in front of you, the gun?
No, I do not have the firearm in front of me.
Okay. Madam Court Reporter, do you have it? May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
So 12B, through your work, you find out that this item, from running a computer check, comes up stolen from the serial number. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. And you found the item, though, underneath the passenger seat on the floorboard. Is that right?
I need to teach you about handling weapons. Please point the muzzle always downward, no matter if it's unloaded, okay?
I know it's unloaded, but yes,
You
sir.
make everybody nervous, okay? Including Mr. Kearns, who you're pointing it at. All
I
right.
apologize, Mr. Curtis. Is that true? It's on the floorboard underneath the passenger seat. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Okay. And this is a 2-door car?
Yes, it is.
And no other occupant of the car?
Correct.
And how long was that gun underneath that passenger seat floorboard?
Objection. Speculation. No foundation.
I sustain the
Do
question.
you know how long that gun was under the passenger seat floorboard?
I've got no idea how long it was underneath there.
And that tell the ladies and gentlemen jury if Mr. Williams owned that car.
Objection. That's speculation.
Why don't you rephrase it? I'll sustain it as a form. You can rephrase it.
Car, right?
Objection. As to foundation.
I'm asking a question.
There's no foundation.
I sustain the question, Mr. Steele. Why don't you just ask him if he knows who owned the vehicle?
The owner of the car was, let me get this right.
And I object again on the basis of foundation because stating it doesn't cure.
Let me help y'all out. Officer Mannheim, do you know who owned the vehicle that Mr. Williams was driving in?
Yes, I got that information from when I ran the vehicle tag information.
And Your Honor, the reason that I have the objection is that though he may have run it and knows that his tag came up, he does not know who owned the vehicle. There's been no testimony about personal knowledge of who actually owned the vehicle.
He asked that question, so that question is relevant to his inquiry.
And the owner was you remember writing the owner on your report?
I don't remember the name of the person off the top of my head, no. But it is on the police report.
Okay, and that's your police report, right?
Yes.
Do you have your report in front of you?
No, I do not.
What's happening here is that prosecution and defense knows that this was a borrowed car. And the defense just needs to ask the correct questions to get that information out there. And the prosecution does not want that information out there because the prosecution wants to bring the notion to the jury that it's his car, Mr. Williams' car.
She just has a very, very deceitful spirit. I mean, it is very shaded today. It's blocked. A lot of she needs a sage. She just needs to smudge a lot. Oh, and her assistant or co-state, she is angry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a towel.
Document about that.
May I approach, Your Honor? You may.
Your Honor, I object to this witness being shown that document about that.
What is the document, Mr. Steele? Officer Mannheim's police report.
I'd ask the court to look at it.
Let me look at it, Mr. Steele. Please. Just hand it to Mr. Kearns.
You really, really, really
You
don't
may want to hand him a
that
clean
information.
copy of that, Mr. Steele. It's got all your notes and everything on it.
Let me hand you a copy. Tell me if this is your police report, if you don't mind, or part.
She doesn't even want the officer to have access to his own report.
That seems very shady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Notice
So
how tense her
Najee, I'm going to
shoulders
spell
are.
Najee Stanford, or Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D. That's the owner of the vehicle. Fair to say? Yes. And Mr. Williams is the driver on the day that we're talking about, correct? Yes. And the date again is the September 9, 2013, right? Yes. And the vehicle's not stolen, right? The vehicle's not stolen. Okay. With regards to the firearm, are there any fingerprints of Mr. Williams on that firearm? And it's 12B is what I'm talking about.
On 12B, the firearm itself?
Yes, sir.
No, there was no firearms. I mean, there's no fingerprints lifted from the firearm.
Okay. And you have no evidence whatsoever that Mr. Williams ever touched that firearm. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And you have no evidence that Mr. Williams even knew that that firearm was in that car. Is that fair to say?
Objection, Your Honor. That would call for.
It's speculation. I'll sustain the questions to form. Okay. With regards to, I'm moving on to the 7 pills. They're Xanax. Is that fair to say, or they look like Xanax?
Yes.
But not in a container. Is that right?
That is
And
correct.
when I say container, that's a bad word. Not in a prescription pill bottle like they're supposed to be. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. And you found them, you said in the cup holder, right?
Yes.
Do you remember writing a draft report in this case before the final report?
Yes, I do.
And do you remember in the draft report saying that the 7 blue pills were in the center console area? Do you remember that?
That is true.
Nothing about plain view or in the cup holder in the draft report?
There are cup holders in the center console.
Okay, but you didn't say that in the draft report.
No, I did not say that.
Okay. Now, to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, jury, I asked.
Objection as to the form of the question, then beginning about being fair to ladies.
I sustain the question, saying the form of the question. Just rephrase, Mr. Steele. Okay. I asked and you tried. Well, let's go back a little bit. At that time in September 9, 2013, you had the ability to record, and you did record this event incident with Mr. Williams. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And this is on, when I say recording, we're talking about video as well as audio recording, right?
That is correct.
And I asked to bring to court the video and the audio. Is that true?
I want to say the prosecutor asked me to bring that to court.
Okay. And you tried to find it, right?
Yes.
And other people tried to find it. If you don't know that to say, that's fine.
I don't know how hard they tried, but other people did look for it, yes.
And it came back that there is no audio or video that I could show to the jury, right?
That is true.
It's lost
It is lost.
by the City of Atlanta Police Department or the DA's office or somebody there, right?
Your Honor, I object to that latter part.
I'll sustain this to the.
It's lost by the authority.
Latter portion.
Is that true?
Yes.
How about that?
You know Mr. Williams to be a well-known musical artist, is that fair?
At the time of the traffic stop, no, I did not.
No, I'm saying you know that now.
Oh, yes, I do.
Objection as to relevance.
I'll sustain the question.
Okay.
We should have ended with you lost evidence.
With regards to,
That should have been a final question, in my opinion.
your encounter on this
Retired.
arrest of Mr. Williams, this is pretty much the sum and substance of everything, right? You went through everything, is that fair to say?
When I did pull the vehicle over, the vehicle windows were tinted, so I could not see what was transpiring as I approached the vehicle, getting out of the vehicle and approaching the vehicle. So I could not see what was going on inside the vehicle due to the window tint.
Okay. You're not saying anything was going inside the vehicle. You don't know, you're saying.
I'm seriously, I don't know what was going on inside the vehicle due to the window tint.
And we don't have the video audio, right?
The video.
Objection as to compound.
I'll sustain this to form. You can rephrase it, Mr.
We don't have the video, right?
That is correct.
We don't have the audio.
That is correct.
Okay. Were you aware that this case was resolved
Objection, Your
in
Honor.
court?
I sustain the objection, Mr. Steele.
I have a certified copy of the disposition.
It's still not in the correct format. I'm still going to sustain the objection.
Okay, I will show you what I'll mark as Mr. Williams number 1.
Your Honor, I object.
It's a certified copy.
Object.
Mr. Steele,
Yes, sir.
please stop that, okay? It's not, I'm going to sustain the objection, okay? He's not the proper witness for this. And D1, I'm going to mark D1, it's a DW1 as the item for refreshing recollection, so you can start with whatever else when you come up, if you have any other documents.
Okay, this will be number 2, Your Honor. I'll do it as soon as the court lets me.
Okay, all right.
I have no other questions. Thank you very much. Thank you, Officer Monahan.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank
And Officer Monahan, you were asked on cross-examination who owned the vehicle Mr. Williams was driving to tinted windows. Do you remember that?
Yes.
All right. Now, are you stating to the jury that you have personal knowledge about who actually owned that car?
No, I do not.
Okay, then what is it that you're actually testifying about?
But if
That's
the
the dumbest
papers is
question.
on a person, I mean, is there another judicial meaning of owning a car that I don't know about? If a person is on the papers, that's the owner. Now, you can have, like, goalkeeper, as we call it here, who owns 500 cars and that's other people use it, but that's not in evidence that that person is such a person.
This just doesn't seem like a question I would pound on to rehab.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems
because if you're on the papers, you own the car. But yeah,
I am testifying to that is the person's whose name was on the legal documents that purchased the vehicle
Okay.
and who the vehicle is registered to.
Okay. So is it always the case in your experience as a patrol officer?
I sustain the question, Mr. Levy. You can rephrase, madam.
During your time patrolling the streets of Atlanta, do you always find that the person who is registered as an owner is the actual owner of the vehicle?
No.
Okay.
what?
what?
And without saying how, you were asked by Mr. Williams whether or not you had any information about whether Mr. Williams knew the gun was in the car. You remember that? Yes, no, when he was
No.
okay.
You were asked by Mr. Steele, not Mr. Williams. Please be a lawyer.
Without saying
You
what
have to be
he said.
correct.
Yes or no, did Mr. Williams indicate that he knew the gun was in the car? Without saying what was said.
No.
Are you certain?
Oh, you
What's the
sneaky
basis for the
fuck.
objection?
Oh, that you sneaky fuck. That was, she knew she couldn't get that in. She knew it. So she made that snide remark. But what she also said is to this witness, her own witness, he's either lying or have too bad of a memory for a witness. Look how she's so happy with herself.
Her aura is all constant.
I'll sustain this. I'll sustain it on the grounds.
That is a smugly face.
Do you recall in answering the question no, would you tell the jury what it is that you are saying? What you understand my question to be?
I sustain the question's vague.
Do you have information regarding Mr. Williams' knowledge of the gun in the car?
Objection calls for speculation.
No, it doesn't.
You can answer it yes or no. And then we'll
Yes or no only. Did you have information regarding Mr. Williams' knowledge of the gun in the car? That's all I'm asking. If you need to process it, please do before you answer. Because I'm only asking for a yes or a no.
Asked and answered.
No.
Okay. Do you recall ever indicating that you had such knowledge?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I have no further questions for Officer Monheim. However, we are asking to reserve the right to recall him.
All right, anything further, Mr. Stewart, anybody else?
No, sir.
Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Officer Monheim, thank you for your patience with us. We're going to go ahead and temporarily excuse you as a witness. I can't tell you when we'll call you back, but state will let you know. Don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay? But I'll give you plenty of time to come back and see us when we need you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I apologize to the court. Before Officer Monheim is excused for the day, I'd like to ask one further question regarding that firearm, following up with what I just asked.
You can never ask one question, Ms. Love. Okay? It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. You always ask more than one question. I wish you'd just stop. Look, we'll see. We'll see if it's just one. I doubt it.
Watch.
Okay, all right, go for it.
Officer Monheim, can you give the jury the approximate distance from where Mr. Williams was seated in the car to where you found the gun?
Within his arm's reach.
Thank you, that's all that.
Any further inquiry?
That's bullshit.
Oh, hell no.
If you're driving the car and the gun is under the passenger seat, that is not within an arm's reach.
No, and also,
They
look,
have to indicate they have questions.
look, I am petty AF. You talk
Yeah.
to me like that, and I'm a cop.
Mm.
I don't care. I will not help you. You talk to me
Yeah.
like I'm an effing moron on the stand and want to act like you're my mom and I'm a special kind of kid. Oh no. I'll be like, I don't understand the words that are coming. I will pull a full-on Jodi Arias and I will make you more mad than the little gremlin.
Yeah.
I have learned from Griffin and I will use my powers for darkness.
Mm.
You will not talk to me like that.
Anybody? Okay, Officer Monheim, before you get asked any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and release you for the evening, okay?
Thank you, Honor.
And wish you the best. We'll talk with you later, all right? All right. Please don't discuss testimony of anybody except the attorneys in this case. All right, thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 5:50 p.m. And consistent with our promises to you and stopping times, I would recommend that we stop for the day, okay? Let's go through a couple of things to begin with. The first thing is, let's cover your go ahead and get rid of the ad nauseum admonitions out of the way. Okay, you're going to be not with us tomorrow, and then you'll have the weekend as a period of respite, and we'll come back on the 4th of December, right? Okay. All right, so we're going to come back for 9 o'clock on that day for anticipated 9:30-ish start time, okay? So that's the date and time we're going to have you report back. So over the next several days, just want to remind you of your admonitions, okay? Now that you've heard a little bit of some testimony in this case, I know that it might be tempting still, as I mentioned earlier, for you all to start talking amongst each other or having other people, in particular third parties, reach out to you and potentially start to talk with you about that. Remember, especially that is not an acceptable situation for you to be involved in. And remember, if anybody tries to talk with you about it, friends, family, or otherwise, I need to know.
Let's skip ahead to see if anything went on.
So if you all had an opportunity to actually take a look at the dates that the court gave you, which would be the 18th through the 29th.
We have been looking at it, Judge, and we have some scheduled and reached out to these people. We are getting those from our colleagues that are across the way now. We were asking for them as we were finishing up, so we're trying to get them back.
Okay. Have all the defendants, or their counsel, I should say, submitted those witnesses you wish to interview to the state? Have you all had conversation about it?
Judge, I can say on behalf of Mr. Williams, I sent an email to the prosecutors about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this morning. We've given them a list a few days ago, and we also sent another list this afternoon. Request telling them that we are available for the week of the 18th through the 29th. Ask them to give us some approximate days or times whenever we make ourselves available. We are waiting a response. We have indicated we're available. We just want to tell us.
Your Honor, we got a list of 55 people from Mr. Adams, Mr. Steele, I guess on behalf of Mr. Williams and the rest of the defendants. A few days ago, and that we have been working from. We have not had an opportunity to even look at what was sent this morning. We can't even respond to what was sent this morning since we've been in court. So we do not have any updates on anything sent to us since we've been trying this case today. But we do have updates on the 55 that they gave us the other day.
Is there anybody else other than Mr. Williams and Mr. Shard who have submitted witnesses that you otherwise haven't heard from the state? Mr. Matthews, anybody?
No, Your Honor. There's just one witness that I'm going to talk to the state about, but no.
Well, then sooner rather than later. Who is it?
College.
Okay.
Who we talked about a couple of days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Williams, anybody? All right, Mr. Weinstein, anybody?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's see.
Go ahead.
State is not disorganized. They are making effort to not hand over things to the.
Ms. Westmoreland? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Pam. I apologize.
The same, Your Honor, between Mr. Steele's list and Mr. Sharp's list, and the availability sent to the state by Mr. Steele, we have the same availability, so I believe we're covered.
Okay.
There's just one other person I'm going to talk to the state about.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, these are 55 witnesses that the prosecution added on very late. So the defense is getting an opportunity to interview them during the commence of the trial. Now they just have to find them and schedule the meetings, which will happen between the 18th and 29th of December. That will be interesting. To be deposed during the holidays.
Relates to availability, we will be, I think that given the court has given us a time frame wherein to make them available, we will apprise defendants, counsels the times and dates that witnesses are available and will be made available, as opposed to having witnesses conform to their availability.
And please, in your discussions with each other, please be very clear about which witnesses do not wish to be interviewed.
Okay.
So that I can offer at least that they can be attempted to be interviewed before they come testify as witnesses if they're in fact found or identified.
We will definitely do that, Judge.
All right, so I still don't have a physical list. I want to see a physical list.
We get our boards with them. And
It's an email form. We
I
don't.
tell you what, updated, just send it out as a rough draft, okay? You all need to finalize it by Monday. So I'm going to ask you the same thing on Monday. Tomorrow you will have some time. So my expectation is that you put a fine point on the availability of when these particular witnesses are going to be available. So, and through the weekend. So I can see an actual list on Monday, December the 4th, okay?
Okay, and we have a list. Do you, we'll send, no, don't send this out. We gotta fix it. We'll send out that list, this evening.
All right, so does everyone understand? Does anybody have any clarification about the list of witnesses that are supposed to be interviewed between the 18th and the 29th of December?
Judge, I just want to be clear, so there's no surprises and no playing games, that the list that we've given the state is from the first list that they've given us for the first 3 weeks, so 70. We've given them a list from those 70 witnesses, not to include the additional 330, since they've indicated they have about 400 witnesses. So that's where that list is coming from. I presume at some point we'll get another list for the ensuing weeks. If there's anyone on that list where we've had difficulty in contact with, haven't been able to contact by that time, we'll give them that list as well.
And my suggestion, thank you, Mr. Adams. And my suggestion is that you plan on the week of the King holiday. That'll be your next period of time you can spend to interview anybody you have not otherwise taken care of or been able to reach. So that's going to be my second period of work for you all to be able to interview witnesses, okay?
Your Honor, and given the nature of the list that we received the first time, just to remain so that everyone is acting in good faith, given that we have witnesses on this list like Detective James Thorpe, who is at the Atlanta Police Department every day, and
you told me that yesterday. And what did I tell you?
Your Honor,
what did I tell you yesterday? I'm not going back through this, Ms. Love.
I'm not asking that the court not require it. I'm asking that the court inquire of counsel whether they have actually made efforts to reach these people. That's all. Because I think it's a little, I'm going to do exactly as the court directed, but Your Honor, I don't think.
No, you don't. Why are we having the same conversation again, Ms. Love?
Because
this is the third time we've had this conversation.
Only, Your Honor, because there are people who.
And why did I tell you that I was doing this?
You said because you wanted to make certain that the people that were received after September 22nd, that they had an opportunity to interview. And there are people who are on this list that were on the list way before then and that have been available for the defense if they chose or attempted to interview them.
The other challenge that we've had is we've been picking a jury for almost 11 months. So I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to do that. Okay. So that's the way that I leaving out the playing field in that respect. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand that everybody may have been at a location, but nobody here has basically been working to select this jury. And that's why the court has told you that I want to make sure that at least you have the opportunity to do so. Okay. Now, whether or not they talk to counsel is another thing, but it would be, I'm asking as a matter of professional courtesy and otherwise, and to make sure that there are no delays in presentation of the case to the jury, or minimize the delays, at least people are able to be talked to, because then you're able to kind of identify issues for me and anything else that may need to kind of come up, as opposed to when the witness is about to come in the door and I got to take 2 hours out to resolve something. So that's what I'm trying to kind of avoid. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Understood.
Okay. All right. So Monday the 4th, we'll look at a hard list for the court's consideration. And is there anything else at this point in time?
Your Honor, did your number 39?
Would you stay out of my business, Ms. Love?
Oh, well.
Stay out of my business.
Judge,
I'm
sorry.
I've been doing this a long time. Yes, I have. Yes. And if you really must know, she's going to reschedule her appointment to the week of the King holiday. You happy? No, you're not happy. But anyways, that's the explanation you're going to get. I'm on top of it. Okay. All right. Yes, Mr. Sharp.
Your Honor, in an effort to make things go smoothly next week.
No, you're not trying to do that. You're just trying to get in my business as well.
No, not in your business. No. We have in this.
Thank you, Brandon. How is this legal? This entire trial is something that should only occur in third world countries like Sweden. This trial could never have happened in Sweden because we don't have jury trials. How is this legal? It's legal because the lawmakers in Georgia decided to write their own version of the federal RICO Act, called the Georgia RICO Act, that allows this kind of shit. And then you have the judge who should have put his foot down months ago.
Yep.
Thank you, Brandon, and for your super chat. Much appreciated.
I mean, there's some smackdowns that I did. Look, there is nothing more frustrating to me than having to tell an adult. Again, I can give grace to children. This is why I have to work on YouTube.
Yeah.
But to tell an adult 3 times what I've already told them, multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, this prosecutor is lucky I'm not a judge, because I'd have already sanctioned her ass. I'd been like, okay, we're done.
But that after this, there was nothing else happening. Yeah, that was the last part of yesterday's trial date, and of course, shenanigans from prosecution, defense trying to get things in and keep things out. Yeah. Later in roughly 6 hours, it's finally Friday. I will start sending out invites to people who want to join or does not want to join, and who I will force to join. But it's just an after-work casual stream in which I will have a beer or two, but I will also have the super chat for super chats. Okay, I will see you all back here in 6 hours. But meanwhile, go over and subscribe to Mo in the Deep End. And I will be sending you all over to Legal Vices. And for his, I think he's doing the Murdoch sentencing. So, yeah. But I'll see you all later today. And have a great day. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.